Welcome to Astrodology, the podcast that brings you knowledge, wisdom, and principles that can help you find the peace and comfort we all seek and deserve in our lives. Hey everybody, how are you? It's Astrid from Astrodology with Astrid. Thank you so much for tuning in. I know I say it all the time, but this really is an exciting time because this is the last new moon of 2025. Can you believe we're at this gateway? So 2 weeks ago we had our last full moon, and now we're celebrating the last new moon, and Sagittarius is going to bring it home in big style. I am again biased because I have a Sagittarius stellium. What is a stellium? In astrology, a stellium is when you have 3 or more planets in one sign. So I have a stellium in Sagittarius. I think I have 4 placements in my key elements in Sagittarius. So I'm feeling some type of way. I think I'm feeling a little melancholy because so much has gone on this year, and it just seems just wild that we're closing out another year, and in the way that we're having to close out this year is pretty sad. At any rate, Sagittarius, and I embody this, is a very optimistic and positive sign. So this new moon is coming in on December 19th. I'm recording this on the 18th at 5:43 Pacific time. So it's coming in the evening and coming in at 8:43 Eastern time. Here we go again with this number 28. 28 degrees. I think this closes the loop. I think it was where we're going to have 4 or 5 new moons in a row at 28 degrees. So voila, 28 degrees. And if you've been listening to me enough, if you're new, you're going to learn this. I love numbers. I love numerology. 2 + 8 = 10, which equals a 1. I love when the degrees of the new moon or the full moon match that quality. So new is 1. 1 is new beginnings. Now, the 19th, the day that this full moon comes in, or this new moon comes in, 9 + 1 = what? A 10. So again, this 1 energy, we've got this double strong 1 energy of the degree and of the date. And 2026 will be a 1. So I feel like Sagittarius is the perfect sign. We'll always have our last moon, a new moon will always be in Sagittarius. It's the perfect sign to pave the way for 2026. That energy of Sag being a fire sign, but also being a centaur, half man, half horse, to set the target. So 2026 is going to be a 1. So we could say we have triple 1 energy all around us. And then the solstice is only 2 days away. So for this moon, it's time to go deep. It's time to get serious. It's time to sober up emotionally and mentally and really sit down with yourself, because this is Sagittarius, a very spiritual sign. But Sagittarius is firing us up. It's firing up our passions. It's firing up our love. Sagittarius is governed by the planet Jupiter, and Jupiter is a planet of expansion. So this new moon is a real turning point in our lives. It's a turning point energetically and spiritually. And there's a lot going on in the skies. There are 7 planets in mutable sign. So these mutable signs have the ability to be agile, to switch and change. So I'm just going to lay out what's happening in the skies right now. So if you're feeling extra tired, you're feeling weird, a lot of people are reporting feeling like they're out of body, like they're not fully grounded in themselves and their body. Maybe that's you, because there's a lot going on in the sky. So the sun is in Sagittarius, but a few days after the new moon, we move into Capricorn season. So we're moving from the sun from Sagittarius to Capricorn. The moon is in Libra, and it's going to frequently change signs throughout the next few months. So creating dynamic emotional shifts. Mercury is in Sagittarius. It's going to retrograde, so communication review. Venus is in Scorpio, deep desires and intensity. Mars is also in Sagittarius, action, exploration, bluntness. Jupiter is in Cancer and in retrograde, growth and emotional security. Saturn is in Pisces, retrograde, structure for spirituality. Taurus is retrograde in Uranus, with sudden shifts in resources and values. Neptune in Pisces is retrograde, which is responsible for our dreams, our illusions, and our spirituality. And Pluto is retrograde in Aquarius, which is deep transformation, society, the collective, and the self. So look at this. We've got 5 planets in retrograde. And we've got 7 of these planets are all in what did I call it? I'm losing my words. But anyway, I can't remember. I'm drawing a blank. But anyway, think of Sagittarius. Sagittarians are the never-ending explorers of the zodiac. The main motto, each sign has its motto. And the motto for Sagittarius is, I see. I see. So they reflect their vision. Sagittarians are always usually on the go. They have a love for truth, a love for the big picture. So when you think about this time, new moons are a time to refresh, reset, begin again. And so Sagittarius energy is perfect for this because it's going to help us, with that centaur with the bow and arrow pulling back. It's going to help us set our sights on what we really want in the new year. On 12/19, I don't know if you folks have heard about this 3-eye axis, this planet or this energy will be at the closest point to Earth. Astronomers are watching it, astrologers are watching it, and there's something called an R2 swan as well that's also out there in the skies. So we are really, really going into these interesting times. So I don't know what's going to happen with 3-eye axis or this R2 swan, but they may become the next Pluto, who knows? But this means that energy is rising and quickening, and there's a rising of bringing old stuff to the surface. And it has to come to the surface. Things have to come to the surface in order to be released and purged in order to move into higher dimensions. So anything that is not for our highest good will become very, very, very apparent. And so the idea is to really take time. If you don't do typical moon ceremonies, really make this time a time of ceremony and drop into gratitude so that you can welcome in all the new energies that will be coming in 2026. February is queued up to be a really intense time energetically. This moon is particularly potent because it's conjunct in the galactic center. The idea is the energy of this moon is sitting, how there's a middle, imagine a circle, and if you drew a line down the middle, this energy is sitting dead on in the middle. Sagittarius qualities, truth, freedom, adventure, positivity, connected to the law. A lot of people think that it's only Libra, like Libras are, connected with the law, but so is Sagittarius. Sagittarius is concerned with the truth. So it naturally puts them interfacing with being interested in the law. Sagittarius is all about expanding themselves, helping to expand and inspire others. And Sagittarius is a futuristic sign, always looking out into the horizon to be different, to do different. Sagittarius is a sign of wisdom, again, by wisdom. And so since its home planet is Jupiter, that wisdom is going to be amplified because that's the job of Jupiter. So we have 4 planets in Sagittarius right now. I call them out, but it's Venus, Mercury, the Sun, and the Moon. So mutable, I knew I'd come back to it. Mutable signs. We have mutable signs, 7 mutable signs. So the idea is, it's the holidays, we're closing out year, a lot of factories and companies are shutting down as of the new moon. And so it's time to plan some adventure, plan some travel if you can, even if it's just a road trip, even if it's just a day trip. When a sign is on deck, we want to dive into that quality. So we still have to start living with more joy despite what's going on in life. Sagittarius brings out spontaneity, and there's a sense of excitement that always comes when you're around someone of the sign of Sagittarius. They're very good about laughing and bringing the light to situations. You always want Sagittarians at your parties because they're talkative and very, very exciting energy. I want to share this next thought from Moon Omens. Moon Omens. I love Moon Omens. I love their platforms and everything that they're doing. They always have the right chef's kiss words to say. The final new moon of 2025, a Sagittarius new moon that opens the path towards deeper truth, clarity, and the life you truly want to live. This new moon asks you to refresh your commitment to authenticity and to set intentions for the year ahead. As 2025 is coming to an end, this lunation offers us a valuable opportunity to reflect on the energy we want to invite into our lives during the calendar year that is about to start. Sagittarius energy is driven towards inner and outer expansion, motivated by a hunger for meaning and a desire to experience life in its fullest expression. Sagittarius encourages us to risk leaving behind what is secure in order to discover what is true. The last new moon of 2025 encourages us to stop apologizing for who we are and what we want, and welcome this new chapter with open arms and an open heart. This is an invitation to strengthen our faith in the universe and allow optimism to guide us into the new calendar year. Hallelujah. And I love that thought about, not being afraid to express what it is that we really want, the opportunity to reflect what we want to invite into our lives. I feel like this year has been a year of uninvited energy, uninvited orders, and absolutes that we have no control over. Another thing that's driving this energy is our intuition will be powerful, and it might seem easier to understand things more on a spiritual level. And also, as the Moon Omens thought said, the need for change will be strong, especially regarding our love lives. Sagittarius is all about fun and freedom and having freedom for themselves and those in their lives, but there are big changes that are going to be happening for people when it comes to relationships. Sagittarius helps to light a fire within us, so to speak, and help us not be afraid to explore new horizons, open up our perspectives, and really appreciate and feel grateful for every experience, whether we like it or not. As humans, we love to label things good or bad. But just like the archer, I love the image of the archer aiming their arrow towards the stars. We are called, when Sagittarius is on deck, to do the same thing, to kind of look out into the horizons, look out and set our sights on how we can expand ourselves. Like, how can I reach the highest level? What is it going to take for me to come from the highest level of my potential? Sagittarius, they are helpless. They're signs that are helpless romantics. Sagittarians are eternal optimists. They're the seekers of the zodiac. They're always seeking. So Sagittarius energy reminds us that, when we wake our eyes up in the morning, when our eyes wake up, it's already a new beginning because our eyes woke up. Sagittarians take things in stride a lot smoother than most people. And they see things as far as, instead of just lessons, they see them as blessings. Every twist and turn in the road, every detour, every setback, they have an ability to have a leap of faith that contributes to their soul's evolution. And we can be encouraged to do this as well, because Sagittarius energy encourages us to view life through the lens of possibility and looking for the silver lining in every situation and trusting that the situation is for our highest good. The idea is we will find whatever we are looking for. We will find it. So if we're looking for the good, always start with the good. We will find the good. And there's powerful magic in the space between what was and what will be. We're in that space right now of, having only 11 days before we close out this year. So we're kind of in a limbo in a way that, what was and what will be, we just don't know. And we don't know how we're going to feel. This is why I'm a fan of waiting to get into the new year before making your New Year's resolutions. Start by just arriving, and I think it's important to set intentions and to do things like that. But I think it's even more important to let the new year arrive. Let the new year come in. And then I've been talking about this too for years. Around March, we've now sifted through, we've now gone through winter, and then spring is a true newness. So there's power in allowing. So this is a time to get more still, to really sit down and concretize what you want to do. I hope you hear this before Sunday the 21st, because there's a beautiful ritual, and I'm going to give credit to Vanessa Hurst. She's on Instagram, Vanessa Hurst, Hurst. And I'm going to talk to you about a particular ritual that she's going to bring forth. I think she's doing an actual meditation over it, etc. But such a beautiful ritual that I'm definitely going to do it. It starts on Sunday, the solstice. Let me go ahead and tell you it right now. It starts on the solstice. You take 12 pieces of paper, small pieces, almost like a little bigger than fortune cookie. And you write down 12 wishes that you want to see happen. And these wishes, intentions, or desires, however you want to call them, must be something that you can be responsible for. That, there's God, there's source, there's a universe, there's the angels, there's luck, there's manifestation, there's abundance. But these are about things that you can be responsible for. So you take these 12 pieces of paper, fold them up, and put them in a bowl, a jar, somewhere where you can pull one out for 12 days. So on the first day, you take it out, that one thing, you don't open it, and you burn it. And you do this for the next 11 nights. The remaining piece of paper on that 12th night is the one that you will be responsible for. You have full custody over it. The idea is the other 11 wishes the universe will take care of. And there was another ritual that a friend sent me that talked about doing this over a 13-day period. Well, that 13-day period, this woman said, and it was just so powerful to me, that last wish that you get, knock it out of the park. Focus on it like your life depended on it. Work on it daily. Bring it to fruition, because when you do that, the universe then trusts you. You earn the respect of the universe, and then the universe has no choice but to deliver those other 11 wishes. I'm going to try it. And I think even though you may not hear about this until after the solstice, I feel like this is such a powerful ritual that you can do anytime. You could do it on the next new moon that comes up in January. That's a great, new moons are always a great time to do a ritual like this. You can do it on your birthday if your birthday is coming up. You can do it 12 days leading into your birthday. So I think it's just beautiful. So there's powerful magic in between what is and what was. So some questions to ask yourself is, in this space that we're in, we have access to our pure potentiality. Who do you feel yourself becoming? Do you feel yourself becoming something different? I find it hard pressed if you can't feel yourself becoming different, because we're forever changed because of this crazy collectiveness that we're living in. If you're not, congratulations. I don't know how you've made it out unscathed. Even if you're okay, you know somebody who isn't. And that forever has shifted us, just like all of us that experienced the pandemic, especially the poor children who didn't get to graduate, didn't get to go to prom. Don't get me started. It's been very, very sad on my heart that time can never be given back. So what dreams are storing up in your soul that weren't there at the beginning of this year? So maybe your dreams have shifted because you feel like I can't ask for that right now because there's so many other crazy and maybe quote unquote more important things going on. So take a moment. Really, this is a true time. If you haven't meditated, you don't have to make it a form of meditation, but just sit still and just let questions like this reverberate in your mind. Start by acknowledging. So when I did the 12-12 ritual, I said 12 things I'm grateful for. 12 things I am grateful that I overcame, that I accomplished, and then 12 things that I wanted. Now the difference in this, the 12-12 ritual that I did, that I'm going to shape in doing this 12 days of, what is it called? 12 days of, the 12 days of abundance, you could say, is that I'm going to make it specifically for things that I personally responsible for. Because I guess half of my wishes and desires are like, okay, universe, here they are. And it's not that I do nothing, but I feel more like I'm in the co-creator seat rather than the creator. So for that 12th wish, I am, and we should, if you do it, are the creator. Okay? So the idea is really click into how much you've expanded, because this centaur energy, the archer, just the image and the visual of the archer shows us and expresses to us that our experience is our greatest teacher. What did you learn this year? What missteps that you made that you'll never make again? And what things were you taught? Because Sagittarius loves knowledge and loves information. So as we prepare, we are on the precipice of crossing into a new year. The new moon reminds us that we don't have all the answers and that we can begin again. I'm sure we came into January 2025 with a lot of hope and a lot of enthusiasm, and we learned along the way. We got some stingers that came at us this year. But have you noticed your ability to pivot? You know, have you noticed that you've had a better opportunity to pivot? And then the idea is we're so good at negativity. We're so good at, we've got negativity down. Our work is that we don't love ourselves enough and we don't feel that we are deserving enough. But the idea is, what if everything you wrote out, everything you wish, what if that everything that's actually meant for you is even better than you can imagine? You know, we've been told that we don't dream big enough or high enough. And the universe truly, generally, seems to always have dreams that are way better than we can imagine. Like, I've had so many laugh out loud moments from a state of like, wow, I can't believe that happened. So this is a time to embrace mystery. This is a time to sit still. This is a time to really get into your breath work and just take a moment and trust. You know, that is a superpower of Sagittarius, is just trusting in the process and being able to pivot when things don't seemingly go the way that we want them to. You know, it is said that everything happens for a reason. So we've got one energy. We've got the 19th, which is a 1. We got 28 degrees, which is a 1. And we're on the precipice of this 1 year. So really, really take that to heart. And just, you know, the Sagittarius says, I see. Close both of your eyes so you can see with your third eye, because your intuition will be potent. The problem, or the hard part of intuition, is following it, being able to actually follow it. So we have a lot going on. We have a lot of celebrating to go on as we close out this new year. But also remember, be unapologetic about who you are and what you want. And welcome this chapter with open arms and open heart. And make a commitment to try to begin. It's not easy, but try to begin the process of only doing things that are truly coming from your heart's desires. That's a tough one. I'm not gonna placate on this one. It's very hard to do, but it's something that will be impossible to do if we don't start. So let this new moon inspire you, and strengthen your faith in the universe and God. And allow this Sagittarius optimism to guide us. Let it be a guidepost. When you don't have the strength of it, tap into the energy. And remember, as that book says, the universe has your back. That's it I want to talk about for Sagittarius. This is it. This new moon, new beginnings, fresh start. And yeah, it's time to pray. It's time to get quieter. And do that ritual if you can. If you hear that, do any ritual. Light a candle. Light a candle for 12 days. Light a candle for the remaining of the year. I've been doing that Hanukkah. I love honoring and celebrating all the different types of holidays. I made my pseudo menorah. I believe in bringing in the light and letting that light be a guiding factor in life. I just love it so much. So stay safe during these holiday seasons. I will probably be back with a couple more episodes, one for the supplement sage and also another evening time inspired evening rest and digest series. But until then, I may not talk to you until 2026. Enjoy the holidays. Stay safe. Remember, this is a crazy time on the road, in malls and shopping. It's really, unfortunately, a very tough time. People are really extra uber desperate, and I don't blame them. There are a lot of people that are hungry. There are a lot of people that have lost their way. So just stay safe and take care. And thank you for tuning in to this episode of Astrology with Astrid. Happy new moon in Sagittarius. Namaste. Thank you for listening to Astrology. If you enjoyed this episode and would like to help support the podcast, please hit the subscribe button and tell your friends about it by sharing this program on social media. You can also follow me on Instagram at Coda Life Goddess or at CodaLife.com. Coda is C-O-T-A, Coda Life Goddess or CodaLife.com. Thank you again for listening to Astrology, and I'll see you next time.